Have you ever wondered what single invention truly kicked off the modern world? It wasn't the smartphone, not the internet, not even the car. We have to go back, way back to the early 18th century to find the spark that ignited a global revolution. Picture a world powered by muscle, wind, and water. Factories were chained to riverbanks, their output limited by the flow of the current. Travel was slow, dictated by the speed of a horse or the whim of the winds. Life for most people had been the same for centuries. Then everything changed. And it all started with a simple, yet world-altering concept, turning heat into motion. The idea of using steam for power wasn't entirely new, but early devices were inefficient, more like novelties than practical machines. The real game changer arrived in the 1760s, thanks to a Scottish inventor named James Watt. He didn't invent the steam engine from scratch, but he perfected it. Watt's crucial innovation was the separate condenser, a design tweak that dramatically improved efficiency. Suddenly, you could get far more power out of the same amount of coal. This wasn't just a small improvement, it was a quantum leap. The steam engine was no longer a clunky curiosity. It was a reliable, powerful workhorse, ready to be unleashed upon the world. So, what did this mean in practice? For starters, it unshackled industry from geography. Before Watt, if you wanted to build a textile mill, you had to find a fast-flowing river. Now you could build a factory anywhere you could get coal. This was monumental. Factories began to sprout up near cities and transport hubs, not just along rivers. And inside these new factories, the steam engine was the beating heart. It powered spinning jennies and power looms, machines that could produce textiles at a speed and scale previously unimaginable. One machine could now do the work of dozens of skilled artisans. Production didn't just increase, it exploded. The era of mass production had begun. This industrial boom fueled the growth of cities like never before. People flocked from the countryside to these new urban centres, seeking work in the factories. Cities like Manchester and Birmingham in England swelled into massive industrial hubs, their skylines defined by the smokestacks of countless steam-powered mills. Of course, this rapid urbanization came with its own set of problems: overcrowding, poor sanitation, and harsh working conditions, but it fundamentally reshaped society. A new working class emerged, and the very structure of how people lived and worked was transformed. The old agrarian world was fading, replaced by the rhythm of the factory whistle and the hum of machinery. But the steam engine's influence didn't stop at the factory gates. It completely revolutionized transportation. Imagine a world where crossing a country took weeks. Now, enter the steam locomotive. Suddenly, railways began to crisscross the landscape, connecting cities and moving goods and people at incredible speeds. A journey that once took days could now be completed in hours. Raw materials could be transported to factories, and finished products could be shipped to markets across the country and beyond. This created a truly interconnected national economy. The world was shrinking, and it was steam that was pulling it closer together. And it wasn't just on land. The steam engine conquered the seas as well. Steamships, unlike sailing vessels, weren't at the mercy of the wind. They could travel in straight lines, stick to reliable schedules, and cross oceans faster than ever before. This opened up global trade on an unprecedented scale. Goods, ideas, and people moved between continents with a newfound ease and predictability. The age of steam powered the first wave of true globalization, linking distant corners of the world into a single economic system. The British Empire, for example, was held together not just by its navy, but by the steamships that connected its vast territories. From powering the looms that clothed the world to the locomotives that carried its people, the steam engine was the undeniable engine of the industrial age. It took humanity from a world of muscle and nature to a world of machine and industry. It laid the foundation for every technological advancement that followed. The electricity that powers our homes, the internal combustion engines in our cars. Even the digital processors in our computers, they all stand on the shoulders of that first revolutionary idea of harnessing the power of steam. The modern world, with all its speed, complexity, and interconnectedness, truly began with the hiss of steam, the glow of coal, and the relentless turning of an iron wheel. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this fascinating, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about the inventions that shaped our world. Let me know in the comments what piece of technology you'd like to explore next. See you in the next video.